first strike hit around pre-market hours. Oil power like it knew before us. Press got sweating on the TV set. Talking calm while the bombs connect. Green candles climbing through the bad news feed. Funny how war turns into yield. Every panic sell just feeds the bid. Whole damn world just another trade to flip. If it's loud enough, it moves enough. Already priced in, say it again. Already priced in, blood is a trend. Somebody loses, somebody wins. Cash in the rubble, spin it again. Already priced in, already done. Wall Street dancing after the gun. After the gun. Night shift trading through the breaking news. Red alert banners and green ass moves. Missile trails look like trend lines drawn. By the dip before the names get known. War room talking about measured force. I'm just watching where the volume pours. History hits and the tape runs fast. Future gets sold before the present lands. Already priced in, say it again. Already priced in, blood is a trend. Somebody loses, somebody wins. Cash in the rubble, spin it again. Already priced in, already done. Wall Street dancing after the gun. After the gun. After the gun, sirens fade, future's green.
Oh brother, oh brother, oh brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where we're talking fast and hopefully making some profitable trades. Good morning. It is a beautiful Wednesday, March the 25th. The market was a little bit up. It was actually a lot of bit up. Then it was a little bit down. Then it was a little bit up. Then it was a little bit down. And now we're kind of coming back and everyone's shrugging their shoulders saying, is there a ceasefire? Is there not a ceasefire? It was reported last night around 4:20 p.m. Yes, you heard me right. 20 minutes after the market closed, it was reported that, hey, we have a ceasefire, that we're floating to Iran and Pakistan's in the middle. It's a 15-point proposal, and we think things are going to be good. And very quickly, the market absolutely popped. S&P 500, NASDAQ, Russell, Bitcoin, they all popped. Oil fell, volatility fell, and it was kind of decent overnight. We kind of gave some back, and then this morning, we're seemingly just going back and forth on, is it happening? Is it not happening? And as of like 5 minutes ago, it was reported that it's not happening. So this is very much, I guess, back to the whole ping-ponging back and forth of we don't know what the hell is actually going on. Clearly, we are in a headline-driven type of an environment. Oh, my God. Talking about ceasefires. Chill out, brother. Wow, someone's amped up for a little bit of the show today. Golly, she's never here this early. But anyway, this is your friendly neighborhood reminder to remember, size down, get your stops to break even when you reasonably can, because the last thing you need to do is have a pretty decent position that somehow just absolutely vomits against you because of a random headline and just blows out your account and like ruins the whole game for you. So please be reasonable, please be careful, and when it goes decently in your favor, however you want to define that, Make sure you are putting your stops to break even, especially for the day traders, the scalp traders. You don't want to get caught on the wrong side of just some random either pump or dump. Now, maybe you'll get lucky. Obviously, that statement does cut both ways. There is a chance that you could actually catch it. Like maybe you're on the right side of it and you can make a lot of money. So I'm not necessarily against trading in this environment. I am against trading with even your normal size, definitely not oversized. So I would say size down and just really be careful. Come on, just chill out, dude. We're working right now. We have a show. Just chill. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to just chill. Remember, just size down. You don't need to play extra size. Definitely don't play extra size. You don't need to play your quote unquote normal size. You can size down and just be really good with your risk management. It's going to be a test of discipline, and hopefully you're on the right side, the proper side, the lucky side, the fortunate side of any random headline. But right now we're already seeing random pops and drops of over 100 points on NQ. We're seeing similar moves in the world of the S&P 500, the Dow, the Russell. So this is just that reminder that wait for your perfect setups, and when you do it, play it with reasonable size. And I beg of you, I am pleading, I am on my knees just yelling at you, please be reasonable with your risk management. Don't do something dumb like overbet and walk away and say, it's just going to work, or overbet and it starts to go against you and you're like, no, it's going to come back. Like, it doesn't have to come back, especially like this. This is one of those things where it can honestly go either way. Am I leaning bullish? No. I'm not leaning bearish either. I'm leaning neutral because have you been seeing what's going on? I think if you're coming into today with any bias, you are kind of potentially setting yourself up 50% chance for a failure because you might be too married to that idea. I will trade with whichever way momentum is going. I mean, I don't care about it. I just want trend. I don't care if it's a bullish trend. I don't care if it's a choppy trend. I just want a trend. I just want to, what are you doing, crazy? I just want to play whatever the trend is, and I want to hopefully not be so pig-headed that if I'm on the wrong side of the trend, I just continue to hold and hold and hold for absolutely no reason. So it doesn't matter to me. Like, I know some people, they love to predict. That's the common question. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? What are your targets? To me, it doesn't matter. That's a game of prediction, and I have never met a short-term trader, a day trader, scalp trader who is winning from predicting like that. Like, because you're going to have a 50-50 hit rate. The people I know who are actually making money in the short term, it's just they react. They get up and they say, okay, what's going on? What are these key levels? Where is the big money position? What is the momentum? How many standard deviations have we moved versus not moved? It's a basic game of math, and they don't come in with that bias that's already colored in one direction or the other. Let the market tell you what's going on. Price is the actual source of truth, not your bias and interpretation of whatever's happening, news, earnings, anything in between, and saying, oh, like the price is wrong. Price is not wrong, folks. The price is right. Like, clearly. So be careful about, like, I guess we all do it. That's a human thing to have a bias. And like, yeah, like once in a while I'll see things are all green or all red. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. And I'll potentially subconsciously or maybe even consciously lean a bit more into that. But I think it's healthy to like kind of remind yourself that, okay, it could change at any moment, and continually asking yourself, what is the trend? What is the trend? Am I on the right side of the trend? You're letting the price or the options movement or the delta flow, you're letting that tell you what to do rather than just trying to map over whatever your bias is and contort what's in front of you, the actual data, to either how it backs you up or it doesn't back you up. So it's more of a mindset type of a thing, but I think that's really good to remember, especially for my short-term traders. Obviously, if you want to get into the game of prediction, then you're a long-term investor. Yeah, dude, have at it. I fully admit that predicting for long-term investments, fundamental breakdowns, yes, I like that. I understand it. But for short-term traders, it's not a game of prediction. It is clearly a game of reaction, which actually brings us to kind of the craziness of today. Dow futures jump 400 points as report of U.S. peace plan for Iran sends oil prices lower. So at 4:20 last night, SPY ripped, Qs rip, oil dropped. Bitcoin started to rip as well. So a lot of bullishness in the risk on domain and a lot of bearishness in oil, and then also volatility itself right there. VIX, which is the volatility of the S&P 500 dropping. And it was all because of a potential ceasefire. Sources have confirmed to Al Jazeera that Pakistan has shared the U.S.'s ceasefire demands with Iran. Iran has received Trump's 15-point plan to end the war, according to a report. President says in negotiations right now. Now, if you've been paying attention over the past 24, 48, 72 hours, this is a whole will he, won't he type of a situation, because like one side saying one thing, the other side is saying, who are you? We've never talked to you in our life. So really confusing reports. And obviously that's being reflected in the stock market, because we get a report like this and we rip in the overall equities market. And then we get another update from someone on the Iran side of things saying, we've never talked to him. And then we drop right away. So who is telling the truth? Who is not telling the truth? Your guess is as good as mine. This might surprise you, but neither Trump or the president of the United States or the Ayatollah, they don't call me up anymore and tell me what's going on. They're not going ring-a-ding-ding, hey, Matt, here's actually what's happening. So I'm right there with you. We're going off all the news sources that we can. We're trying to get the general vibe by consuming multiple sources rather than just trusting in one. But it's just a game of ping pong of are they actually talking or not. For those of you who are curious, I did make a video on it yesterday. You can see here on Zero Hedge, these are the 15 clauses of agreements with Iran, allegedly. And it's basically just everything you would understand, like whatever you would assume of, hey, stop threatening us, stop your nuclear capabilities, chill out on the missiles, open up the strait, stop threatening the strait, that type of thing, stop supporting Hamas, like that type of crap. So if you want to read it, these are the 15. And then it was also right after that. So those came out at, once again, 4:20 Eastern yesterday. And then we got this allegedly from the Telegraph. Iran refuses peace talks with Trump's backstabbing negotiators. So this is another example of the ping pong. And this is just one of the examples. As you're about to see, this is nothing but ping ponging back and forth. So it comes out that, yeah, we're going to do a ceasefire. It's going to last a month as we negotiate. Then Iran basically says, F you. And at one point it was being reported that they don't want to talk with Witkoff and Kushner anymore. They just want to talk with J.D. Vance. And then we heard from that this morning. White House officials say claims Iran prefers negotiating with Vance are not true. So I don't know. Is it or isn't it? I mean, your guess is still as good as mine. But like I said, this is just a game of ping pong headline news back and forth. So early this morning, this is a news source from Iran. Iran's demands to end the war, shut down all U.S. bases in the Gulf, guarantee no future attacks, stop Israelis' strikes on Hezbollah, lift all sanctions, pay war reparations, and impose zero limits on its capabilities. So basically, it seems, if you were to believe this report, that we had all these, I guess, lists of things that Iran has to do. And they're like, all right, cool. Here's a list of crap you have to do. I have a feeling that this is not going to happen, especially this one. The missile program with no negotiations on the limit, probably not going to happen, probably not going to be agreed to by the U.S. But once again, I am not a military strategist. I'm here just to let you know that we are violently ping-ponging back and forth on the news. Here's a better breakdown from Bloomberg. Let me make sure that the volume is on.
That the U.S. has drafted a 15-point plan to help bring the war with Iran to a close. The proposal has been delivered to Iran via Pakistan, but details remain unclear. Meanwhile, President Trump said the U.S. and Iran are in negotiations right now and signaled that Tehran has offered a present worth a tremendous amount of money as a show of good faith. Trump spoke to reporters at the White House.
I don't like to say this. We've won this. This war has been won. The only one that likes to keep it going is the fake news. They have no Navy left. They have no Air Force left. They have no anti-aircraft equipment left, no radar left, no leaders left. The leaders are all gone. Nobody knows who to talk to. But we're actually talking to the right people, and they want to make a deal so badly. You have no idea how badly they want to make a deal.
The talk of diplomacy comes as Iran continues to maintain its grip on the Strait of Hormuz, while Israel says its military campaign will continue at full intensity, and the Pentagon is sending 2,000 troops to the region. For more, we're joined by Bloomberg's Sam Daher in Dubai and our Washington Deputy Bureau Chief, Laura Davison, who is in Hong Kong right now. Laura, I'm going to start with you. Just run us through what exactly are the latest developments regarding the U.S.'s diplomatic endeavors.
Yeah, Trump has been very vocal, saying that there's talks going on. He's not really specified who exactly on the Iranian side the U.S. is talking with, but he said that Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance are involved in these talks.
I'm talking to myself,
We've also reported that there's this 15-point peace plan that the U.S. has sent to Iran, though it's unclear if Iran is behind this plan or even if Israel is behind some of this plan.
Yeah, apparently
the
Israel
details of this
was
remain
not
unclear. One thing is certain:
informed,
Trump has said publicly
that
this deal would include a prohibition on Iran ever obtaining a nuclear weapon. But beyond that, it's unclear if this is really sort of Trump projecting out into the world what he would like to see, or if these are more substantive talks that have buy-in, at least initially, from the Iranian side as well as the Israeli side. And as you noted, there are sort of a buildup of troops. The U.S. continues to send Marines and other soldiers to the region, and Israel today has continued to intensify its attacks. So we're seeing a lot of mixed messages on the diplomatic front.
Isn't that kind of interesting? Why is this not pausing?
Yeah, and let's
very quickly, this concept of a month-long ceasefire where no side actually knows the definition of ceasefire. They're like, yeah, we're totally into ceasefire, but also we're going to send a lot of missiles. I don't know. We might have to call up Webster there and check in on the actual definition of a ceasefire. But I mean, and maybe this is my poor education growing up. I thought when you were in a ceasefire, you stopped bombing each other. But once again, maybe just my misunderstanding of the situation.
Talk about the Iranian side of things. Sam, it's interesting. In the introduction to this, we were just playing some comments that came through from President Trump, and he said there's no leadership left in Iran. So if he's saying that, then it becomes a question of who exactly are the U.S. engaging with these diplomatic channels, and do we understand better what conditions the Iranians are setting in order to proceed with talks?
Thank you, Jemana. But he also said we're talking to the right people in the same breath.
Yeah, he's like, we don't know who to talk to, but we are also talking to the right people.
Said, there's still a lot of uncertainty over, who
wild times,
on the Iranian
folks.
side would be participating, how these negotiations would be structured, ultimately the deal itself. But I mean, from various sources, we hear, the focus is on two men on the Iranian side, the powerful Speaker of Parliament, Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, and the Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, who's obviously a much more well-known entity in the West. He'd been, leading the negotiations before the war. And Ghalibaf, interestingly, posted on X, when Trump came out and said that the Iranians were talking to the Americans, he denied it. But he also said that Iranian people, I'm reading what he said, Iranian people demand complete and remorseful punishment of the aggressors. That was in his post on X. And
feels like they're reaching for
my understanding and our understanding from various sources is that Iran is looking for legally binding guarantees that the U.S. and Israel won't attack it in the future. They're looking for billions of dollars in reparations. They're looking for sanctions relief. They're also floating the idea of U.S. withdrawal from the region, military withdrawal from the region. Obviously,
things
these
that
are
not going to happen.
But ultimately, also to mention the Strait of Hormuz, they want to formalize control over the Strait of Hormuz, which is a big ask, obviously. But ultimately, for the Iranians, just for them to come out and say, we've survived this, we've survived this war. And it was, from their perspective, President Trump was the one that blinked first.
Thoughts on that? I know, what would the equivalent be? I know that this, for the trade war, it was the taco trade, the Trump always chickens out. And that's kind of, I guess, the verbiage that was being used once again with the trade wars about a year ago. Is it the same here? Is it another taco situation, except this time instead of, I suppose, trade war escalations, it's war escalations? Is it another taco situation? Or are we actually going to believe Trump and right now, allegedly just everything's already blown up, blown to smithereens, and like we're just completely dominantly winning. Taco about war, you guys. It's far from over. Trump on the way. More U.S. UK boats. I reckon it will kick off this weekend. Trump will say they had a chance to deal. Blah blah blah. I'm out. Yeah. I mean, right now, apparently there's a lot of paratroopers in the air flying there, so it sounds like there might be boots on the ground relatively soon. If you still trust Trump at this point, there is no help. I'm not a fan. I'm not an Iran fan, but we used to be allies. Dude named JFK, something happened to him though. Well, remember, there was a complete leadership switch about 48 years ago. So our history with Iran, that's a very important note. Just because it's the same country doesn't need it's not appropriate to be like, well, we were allies. Well, a completely different group of people are running the show now. Well, they were until we started slinging missiles. I would not believe Trump. I understand that sentiment, but I also don't necessarily want to just believe Iran in this one. So I feel as if, once again, we're stuck in a position where we can't trust or believe either side. So that's a little bit problematic, is it not? U.S. awaits response to peace plan as Iran keeps up attacks. So even though we pitched this ceasefire and we hit them with a 15-point plan, they came back with their own plan. I guess as we're waiting to see if we get into negotiations, things are getting worse because we're throwing bombs at them. We're throwing even more bombs at them. Israel hits Russian-Iranian weapon smuggling route in the Caspian Sea. Moscow and Tehran have used the world's largest inland sea to move everything from drones to oil and wheat. So we're throwing bombs. They're throwing bombs. It's just an overall bomb party. And even though the market was liking it at one point, we gave a little bit back here around, 8:15-ish. And that was on this update. Iran won't accept U.S. effort at ceasefire and war, according to their state media. Iran will not accept a ceasefire offer from the U.S., according to their media. The Fars news agency state media outlet said there had been increased U.S. efforts to put a ceasefire into effect and begin indirect talks with Iran via Pakistan. And then right here, you can see as of 8:23, perfectly aligned with that drop in the market, Iran does not accept ceasefire. So it says the U.S. talks are illogical. So we're going to see how this one goes. But in terms, first of all, we should remember that obviously there's a true human toll to this, like just the human aspect. But it does have far-reaching implications on the global economy. Recession odds climb on Wall Street as economy shows cracks beneath the surface. Economists have pulled up their risk assessments for a U.S. contraction amid heightened uncertainty over geopolitical risk and a labor market for the past year that has shown strained over actually quite a few different metrics. I'm concerned recession risks are uncomfortably high and on the rise. Recession is a real threat here. Twin concerns about growth and unemployment have triggered talks of stagflation, which obviously Jerome Powell, who he only has a couple more months, remember he's out in May, he's kind of played it down, but it is starting to get worse for sure. But the threat of a prolonged war, pressure on consumers, and a labor market that outside the healthcare lost hundreds of thousands of jobs last year has kept concerns elevated. So from a economy standpoint, a global economy standpoint, obviously it's no bueno when you have energy prices going absolutely sky high. And just to anchor this part of the conversation, just so you know, oil, it did come down a little bit, but it's still elevated. Like for the longest time, we were just chilling in the low to mid 60s. We spiked all the way to 119. We're down at 87. So yeah, you could say that's quite a percentage fall off, but also it's still quite a percentage increase from where we were. It's about a 50% increase. So obviously that is going to have far-reaching implications. And the longer oil stays elevated, the longer there are unresolved tensions and issues. Yeah, this is gonna happen. Someone over on Rumble is saying that it's frozen. I did reach out to Rumble. Their support team was very helpful, and we changed up some of my settings on my bitrate. It should not be freezing at all anymore. Can someone else? So Wyoming Upland Outfitters, maybe give it a reload, but for everyone else on Rumble, and actually while you're here on YouTube, is the stream quality like the highest? Is it good? Like, is it coming back? It looks good here. I did switch up a few things that should ensure the stability of the stream, and it just had to do with how much data I was sending to their server. So it should be all good. Obviously, at any point, if it gets a little bit funky, please let me know, because it means I need to switch up more settings. So if you're seeing anything weird, strange, more than just the ugly guy on your screen, please let me know. Please let me know. Okay, you guys are saying it's good. Stream is good on YouTube, but it's delayed. Well, it's always going to be delayed by 10 seconds. That's how streaming works, because it takes a bit to send the data for it to get ingested and then pushed out to you. You're not going to get a thing like real-time streaming, as in hearing it the second I say it. That's not a thing. It's about a 10-second delay, roughly. All right. Anyway, with respect to today individually, obviously the major thing you have to be paying attention to is just the headline news. And so obviously if something is breaking in the morning session, we're going to be doing our best to tracking down that news, but most likely we'll see the price movement first. So today we're going to be really dialed into that. And I also want to let you know at 5:20 tonight, so basically an hour and a half after the market closes, President Trump will be speaking. So pay attention to that once again after the market closes. Even though we're not really in earnings season, there are some earnings you might want to listen to. But what I think is more interesting is actually some big updates related to Meta. Meta targets a $9 trillion. Yes, you heard me right. I did not say million. I did not say billion. I said trillion with the T. Meta targets a $9 trillion valuation with new executive incentive program. So big, lofty goals for Meta and Zuckerberg. Meta makes a big bet on top leaders with stock options as pressure builds to catch up in AI. Meta is offering options to top leaders to incentivize and retain key talent. The company is trying to speed up progress in the AI sector and compete with companies like OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google. This is a big bet. Yeah, no shit, it's a big bet. So I still like Meta in my long-term account. I do sometimes actively trade it. I don't right now, just to be clear. But I do have Meta in my long-term account, and I actually think it will be successful in this AI competition. So I am very much here for it, bullish on the long-term of Meta. And another company that's doing well with Meta, ARM rises on plan to sell own chips with Meta as anchor customer. So ARM kind of selling shovels during the gold rush, and it seems as if they've locked in Meta to be one of their major customers. ARM jumps 13% in pre-market after saying first in-house chip set to generate $15 billion in revenue. So ARM, obviously at this point on the proper trajectory, having the solid momentum to be a serious competitor in the particular world of AI and semiconductors. So just want to share that with all of you. If you haven't already, sign up for the newsletter. It is 100% free. It's always been free, always will be free. I break down what's going on in the market, cheat sheet for earnings, and cheat sheet for all the major macroeconomic events. There's nothing really scheduled today. I suppose the Trump speech right after market close, well, an hour and a half. With respect to seasonality, over the past 27 years, this day has proven to be choppy. There was a bit of bullishness, neutrality, bullishness, bearishness, and guess what? This day nets out to be a net neutral. So I'm not saying that today itself is going to be choppy intraday price action. Obviously, some year the bulls clearly win, some year the bears clearly win, but there's not a strong skew one way or the other. So just wanted to let you know that. And then to wrap up the week, tomorrow is legitimately bullish, and then Friday is legitimately bearish. So a little bit of a flip-flop to wrap up the week. We're going to come back to this article. I think it's pretty cool. If you want to join the Goonie Trading Discord, GoonieTrading.com. It's in the description of the video. My mod will put it in chat. Basically, if you want to trade with me, get mentored by me, trade with a cool community of people, this is where we do it, GoonieTrading.com. And you might be thinking, is it worth it? Well, my one trade alone yesterday paid for an entire year of the service. So from a business perspective, yes, I would very much argue that one day of the education, and if you understood this trade and why I took it and the math behind it, this one trade, you could have taken that money out from your account and you could have been in the server for an entire year for basically scot-free, because like right here, I guess here's proof of it. I got in at 11:21, out at 1 p.m. I had 25, 40 cents each. That's the $1,000, and bada bing, bada boom, it paid. So if you're wondering, is it worth it? Well, I would say from from a just pure business perspective, it is evidently worth it. But obviously, those are my own opinions. So maybe just ask someone in the Discord if they think it's worth it. I'm obviously going to be biased because I made it. I'm very proud of it. So I do implore you to maybe get some other people's opinions and ask them if they think it's worth it. But I think the trade history and the trade records really do prove it themselves. Very quickly before the market opens, I do want to let you know there is going to be a downside gap fill pretty much right at market open. We're talking to the high of yesterday, 6596 on SPX. And then if you look at SPY, it is 657. If you look at QQQ, it is 587.93. There is a downside gap fill in play. Well, actually, technically, there's an upside gap fill in play as well. It's just the downside gap fill is quite a bit closer. So I want to call that out. There is a close downside gap fill on the S&P 500 and on the NASDAQ, something to be paying attention to. And it's kind of funny even saying that the first thing that happens is a pretty big pop right out of the gate. So, just so you know, I did do a little bit of trading in pre-market. As you can see, I was pretty much break even. I locked in my classic 250 on Lucid. Once again, I'm never really swinging for more than that, just because for me to get all these payouts from Lucid, I just need to keep doing 250, 250, 250. So that's exactly why as soon as I saw it above 250, I locked it in. And then I took a little bit of a loss. This was actually a grouping of a lot of trades. It just happened to net out to be down 5 points. So I lost $100. I lost $150. So the other accounts slightly red to get started on the day. And it was just, as you can imagine, all those like weird pops and drops in pre-market trading. Some of them helped me, some of them hurt me. And it just basically netted out to being neutral for me at the moment. So I am hoping to trade these. I'm hoping to make about 1,500 on the account today. That's going to be where I'm capping myself, at least on some of these. 1,500 is probably a pretty decent cap, at least on the 7 PVs. The other ones I could go for a little bit more, but hey, we'll handle that in real time.
Dingity ding ding ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly. And if not, have fun.
All right, let's see what the market has for us today. We have this. I mean, look at that. 1% stability. You have some resistance up here at 6655. You have a hedge wall at 6650. So that's a clear bullish target. You have support at 6,600. You have more support at 6585. Maybe a little bit of a put credit spread, a little bit of a call credit spread. So these are some pretty reasonable bounds on the day. 6655. And 6585, we'll obviously see how it shakes out. But looking at a little bit of this positive gamma, which is only from 0 DTE positioning, might I add, as in the stability is from day to day, which is why the overall stability reading is just 1%. As in when we get moving, we could get moving in either direction rather easily. We're not really seeing much of sticky price action these days, and we haven't in quite a while, which is why we're randomly moving 50, 100, 200 points in NQ, or randomly moving 10, 15, 20 points in the S&P 500. It's the situation that we are in. Mag 7 thus far, and granted this is only 2 minutes worth of data, we are popping, and the S&P 500 slightly dropping. And then looking at the NASDAQ, just going flat. No real trend there. But once again, that is only, 2.5 minutes worth of information. There is an upside gap fill. So here's the downside gap fill. Let me make it red just so you know it's a downside gap fill. So on the S&P 500, there's a downside gap fill to 6596. And then there's an upside gap fill, not quite far away, but decently far away at 6711. So 6711 is the upside gap fill, the low from Tuesday, March the 17th. And then the downside gap fill is 6596, the high from yesterday, Tuesday, March the 24th. So I just wanted to call out some of those key structural levels. Right now, SPY is slightly down. MAG 7 is slightly up. Price action is up, giving a little bit of it back. Oil's popping a little bit. Bitcoin did pop, giving some back. Maybe we're just quickly going for that downside gap fill. Well, maybe not. Well, maybe. The downside gap fill, once again, is this green horizontal line. This is the transition zone, choppy within, bullish above, bearish below. The yellow lines are the major open interest levels, just big positioning from large players. And as you can see, we're right here at 6620. All right, let's get a little bit of music. I'm trying to not really rush anything out of the gate. Yesterday, I was in a trade right when the market opened, and it wasn't the most fun. So today, I'm trying to be a little bit more realistic with this. The trend, right now, momentum, it is kind of favoring the bulls. Not to like a huge amount, but it's favoring them. Whew. I guess I need a little bit more coffee. All right, let's get a little music. Bullwhip, mo money, mo problems. Just a little bit of something to keep us going in the background where we can try to figure out what the hell is happening in the market today. What time is it? 34. Oh, brother. All right. 5-minute momentum on the S&P 500 bullish, 10-minute bullish, 30-minute bullish, 4-hour is trying to break bullish. Okay, so momentum, at least on the shortest time frames, are bullish. Looking at the NASDAQ, 5-minute trying to go bullish, 10-minute trying to hold bullish, 30-minute trying to hold bullish, and the 4-hour is actually testing right here. It looks like breaking above 520 is a pretty big level. Here's all the key levels on the S&P 500. On the NASDAQ, don't worry about that. Let's go to the 10-minute. Let's just mark out some of these extremes. Okay, that's what we care about. All right. Let's mark all of this out. Okay, so a couple things here. Obviously, I'm looking at the NASDAQ. The white box is just the overnight session extremes, the low at almost midnight, and then this high that we hit at 8 a.m., and then we had the news high that was about 10 points above. So we're talking about 540 to 550 as like that breakout region, and then obviously the breakdown is around 320. And at 500, we are. Let me see. No, I don't want that one. Okay, I just need a bit more data. Let me clean up the chart a little bit. What is this one? Fat core is already priced in. All right, maybe a little initial rejection at 500. Are we going to overcome it? I kind of like that breakout trade, honestly. All right, I guess we're making an early move to that 540, 550 level. What time is it? 9:37 right now. So we're not even 10 minutes in. 540, 550. 540 is the overnight session high. 550 is the high of that news, the initial news announcement at 4:20 yesterday. So kind of watching that zone right there, which does roughly align with SPX hitting 6650, which is the high from 2 trading sessions ago, 6651. So watching that right there. Mag 7, it popped, going a little flat right now. S&P 500 is actually trending opposite of price. Be careful. It's one thing if this starts to go, but right now, just price and options flow in the S&P 500 are moving in opposite directions.
Night shift trading through the breaking news. Red alert banners and green ass moves. Missile trails look like trend lines drawn by the dip before the names get known. War room talking about measured force. I'm just watching where the volume pours. History hits and the tape runs fast.
S&P 500, the delta still trending down. Mag 7 showing strength. NASDAQ was showing strength, giving some back right now. Big target up here at 50 and 55 on SPX. A little bit of a positive gamma node there. That's a pretty reasonable target. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Trying to break. The 4-hour right here is testing. Same thing. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour, all bullish. What time is it? 9:39. It's a little early. Oh, how are you guys feeling about it? Are you ripping this long right now? Or are you guys thinking that there's going to be a pullback first? You guys rippity skippity, daily testing trend break too. There is still the downside gap fill, which I think we need to all be mindful of. We're right at the regular trading hours VWAP right now. Right here, this orange dash line. So this is the sessions VWAP, this white dash line. The orange dash line is the VWAP from market open. So basically it's the VWAP from 9:40 until now. And it's the 50% retracement. Do I like this? I'm waiting for Icarus to fire. I feel like if I were manually trading, I would have already taken this trade, but I'm like patiently trying to wait for Icarus to tell me what the fuck to do. Come on, Icarus. Come on, Icarus. I mean, I guess I see why. Like, I don't know. We're just not following through on the S&P 500. It's the opposite right here. Something doesn't make the most sense to me right now. The market is showing strength in terms of price. Like, we are obviously trending up from market open till now. And we're seeing that in the SPY. We're seeing that in the Qs. But something is... Oh, there we go. All right, we're starting at 9:41, starting to see a bit of life. Little bit of life. Well, does it have much life? Patience. Signed up for the newsletter yesterday and code Goonie doesn't work. That's because the newsletter has nothing to do with code Goonie. It's already free. You don't need a code or anything for the newsletter. Does it even say you have to use code Goonie? It's just a free sign up. Like, you don't have to use a code or apply a code or anything. It's just free. Just literally sign up. No code required. Well, this is why we don't chase it if things are a little mismatched. This is why we need a little bit of patience, and this is why you need options flow, because this is what told you to not chase that pump. Something was off. Something was not jiving, brother. Something was not jiving. What is this? Bear season. Huh. Well, I guess this is why I'm happy I have Icarus. It stopped me from chasing that. I was about to chase at like 510, 515. So I'd already be down 30 points. Happy I... we might be going for the other VWAP. We might be going for 24,443. That is, remember, the orange dash line. Let me turn this down a little bit just to explain. The orange dash line is the regular trading hours VWAP from 9:30 to whatever point in the day. And then this is the session VWAP starting at 6 p.m. the night before. So we respected it. Third attempt broke, and now we're coming up to this one. Is anyone buying at this? Are you guys buying at this VWAP level? Is anyone buying? Earth to the bull camp. Houston to bull camp. Do we have VWAP buyers? I see a hell no. I use code Goonie at the car wash. We are partnered up with most local car washes. All right, so we're at just another key level, but I'm still a little sketched out because we are not getting the go ahead. And I mean, we literally called this out in real time, and this pump being weird with options going the opposite way. If I see a flow alert, that could get interesting because the flow alert could suggest the end of the selling at VWAP, which would be maybe an interesting buy, but obviously I'm not seeing a flow alert quite yet. Matt, why price go right? I think it's because of Einstein and something with time and time dilation and relativity. I don't know, whoever invented time. I think it has to do with that, but I'm not 100% sure. Your boy's not 100%. Not 100% sure. But that's my initial suspicion. All right, you know what? I should probably copy this and put this on my other screen just so I have another quick reference. Because I want to know if there is a gosh darn flow alert. Gosh darn flow alert. Well, that's pretty heavily skewed. All right, I'm waiting. Double top off, double. It's curling up a little bit. A little double touch here on VWAP. Is it about to crack it? Obviously, I have no position at this moment, just so if you're just tuning in. I almost got tricked into buying this, and then thankfully I was able to look at the options flow and stop myself from, going down 70 points for no reason. Time is a social construct to coordinate people's movements. I heard time was just made up by the watch industry to sell more watches. Like, they're like, yeah, like they came up with a thing that like allegedly only their device could help you track. But whatever, I'm a little bit into conspiracy theories, so maybe that's what the real issue is. Maybe that's what the real issue is. I heard it's all from Big Watch. It's all from Big Watch. Which way? The 10-minute bar is going to be an inside bar. This little VWAP buy. Here we go. We're right at it. Obviously, we have a little bit of a low here. Why is VWAP important? VWAP is the volume weighted average price. So it's just an idea of, based on the size that people are trading, the average price that people are in at on that day. Like, this is the average price from whatever time you're starting it, based on the size of the contracts at the price that it's traded. This is where the average participant is involved. So from 6 p.m. to now, 6 p.m. East Coast time last night to this moment, the average participant is involved at 24,444. And from market open till now, the average participant is involved at 24,074. So we're kind of just pancaked in between these two VWAPs. Is this the VWAP bounce, or are we cracking? And then don't get that confused with the POC, the point of control, which is the price just where most volumes traded at. It's not an average value. It's just like, where is the one price that has the most volume traded at it? The POC is at 450. So you have VWAP, you have session VWAP, You have point of control, and then you have regular trading hours, VWAP. And a lot of the times we end up just bouncing in between all those. Cracking the POC. The POC is up here at 450. The point of control is, once again, where most volume has been exchanged at. So that is just like literally saying, give me the exact price where most people have traded, while the other ones are average values. How do you find POC? I have mine on Bookmap. Or I guess you could just set up a volume profile and like mark it out yourself. You can get it on NinjaTrader without much. Like, it's literally just a volume profile question. I mean, the term itself comes from the world of volume profile traders. The POC is always the point of control. That's like where that term is most commonly used in the world of trading. Okay, well, I guess we are breaking the fuck down. It's available on all trading platforms. It's free. Yeah, you should never pay for something like that. Like that's kind of like a stock thing for volume profile traders. They want to know where the POC is. So don't get Jesus. Well, that was a pretty brutal fake out, team. Has momentum actually? Look at this. It's still going. All right. Oil's popping. And we're okay. Downside gap fill achieved. We just got the downside gap fill. So if you were playing that, a massive congrats to you. We just hit the high value from yesterday on the S&P 500, on the NASDAQ. Another day and the gap fill traders win. How many of you played that? Thumbs up. Thumbs up in chat. Or money sign in chat if you ended up playing that gap fill. That was a beautiful trade. I mean, obviously this is a little bit of Monday morning quarterbacking, but you could have played this VWAP breakdown, the structural breakdown right here at 475. You could have also played the VWAP breakdown here at 436, and boom, you got a 50-point trade. That was a good trade. I, to be completely honest, wasn't really thinking about it. I was more just chatting with you guys. Congrats. That was a solid play, legitimately. The question is it going to keep going now? Matt, it's Wednesday, not Monday. So you say. So you say.
Order filled.
I'm going to take a stab at this. Shit, I don't want to be in two contracts. Fuck.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
That was an accident. I should have only been in one contract. So I was hoping I was thinking to bounce off of 50, which is why I just went to 60. I was trying to front run it by 10 points. I see sellers here at 88. Oh, shoot. I really only wanted one contract. I must have been doing something silly this morning that was auto set to 2. That was by mistake. Hang on, let me check some things.
Order filled.
All right, well, now I'm down to 1 anyway, so I'm at the proper
Order
size.
canceled.
That was stupid. That was an accident. Fuck. Dumb mistake. Dumb mistake. But obviously, water under the bridge now, brother. Water under the bridge. All right, where's the lo-fi playlist? Lo-fi chill out. Okay. How much? Fuck. 2K.
Order filled. Order filled.
Okay, that one was 1. It's the same fill. What was this? That was 80. So that cost me 23 points. 80 down to 60. All right, we're going to do this one at 51.
Order submitted.
Am I thinking clearly? Am I doing this what I want to be doing? Wow.
Order submitted.
Come on. Let's get our head above water on the day. Let's get our head above water on the day. Shit. That was unfortunate. We almost got going. Dude, imagine if I still had that first one where I was trying to get out of 60 and it got to 60.75. I'd be so pissed right now. Instead, I'm just pissed for a different reason. I'm pissed because of that stupid fat finger mistake. All right, I need to be careful with any random flow alert BS that ends this sell-off because basically, I'm betting buyers don't come in at this gap fill. I'm paying attention to the right here. I'm seeing a little bit of life, but I think this is those puts right there. People bought those puts right back. They're starting to buy calls at 9:45. Shit, do I need to ditch this? Do I want to ditch this? Do I need to ditch this? Am I on the wrong side of how people are looking at this one today? I thought we were really going to be going down to my next target. I was looking at 85 and 75 on this break of 6,600. I mean, I guess it's just patience. We're just going to see. No way to predict it. We just have to wait and see. Do buyers actually come in? Or are we going to the... I was looking at 87, 85. Now that we actually got into the transition zone and didn't quickly get back above 6,600, that was like mostly the logic behind this. And obviously momentum went bearish as well. But that doesn't mean that we can't randomly just come in and buyers pump this up. The low is currently 92. I have a key level at 85 and 75. But this might be just an early morning overextension. Oh, brother. Come on. Mag 7 popped, gave it back, now going flat. S&P 500 is actually starting to climb. We put in a low at 950. The question is, how much is it going to climb? 950. Also, I'm not guaranteeing this. It's just we talk about it in chat every day. Be mindful of a potential 10 a.m. reversal. Recently, we've been noticing a lot of between 9:55 and like 10:15 that the market likes to reverse course on whatever it's been doing. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't happen every day, but it seemingly happens enough that it's worthwhile to just like keep in the back of your mind. But for right now, obviously we popped, we puked, now we're going flat. And the question is, which way is it going to break? Shit. Well, that's not good for me. Where's VWAP? VWAP is up at 40, 45. I might get lucky here. We never took out that level. Momentum is now bearish. 5-minute is bearish, 10-minute is bearish, 30-minute is testing. So I'm being a little bit degenerate saying it will break down. So I was a little bit aggressive, a little early with the entry. But maybe that'll mean that I could have a better risk level later. Who knows? Sometimes it's better to be lucky than it is skillful, folks. Come on, just let me out of one of these. I'm trying to dump one at 51 just in case buyers come in at 50. Come on, let me just out of one of these. Come on, brother. Just a little bit more. 60. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just crack. What's the low right now? 60. Just a 9-point little crack. Let me just out of this position. Come on. What's 9 points among friends? What is 9 points amongst friends? Oh no! Bounce at 55. Fuck. A little jolt to the downside. Just to get my hopes up. Just to get my hopes up. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay.
Order.
There we go, Scooter. We're scooting now. Scoot. Scoot. We're fishing now, brother. We got one. Woo, buddy. We're reeling her in. What is it? Is it a little minnow? Or do we have something good on the end of this? Is it a little minnow? What do we have? What's on the end of this one? Oh, buddy, we're fishing today. All right, I should actually look at some of these key levels. Okay, what was this low? 20. So we didn't actually hit it. We hit 27, but that's pretty fucking close. We got to 27. And this low right here is what? This low, the overnight low is 20.5. That's pretty darn close. S&P 500 took a hit there. We've already now bounced 40 fucking points. Do I want to hold it? Do I want to hold this trade? Fuck. That was darn close, but honestly, not 7 points. That's such a weird one. Like, I can understand within 5, but that's like a weird one. At least in my book. Maybe you played it perfectly. I hope you did. I always hope you guys are crushing it more than I am. Is that the flush before the 10 a.m. reversal? Could be. Trying to be mindful of it. I'm pretty much break even on the day, so... I wish I were at the point where I could be playing with the house's money, but alas, I have not traded well enough to put myself in that position. And in fact, if this does bounce at the old 10 a.m. reversal, I could get screwed. S&P 500 sold off, popped, and now it's like, is this a higher low, or are we actually about to crater? Never mind, we are apparently going up. Maybe we're not going up. VWAP, both VWAPs are pretty much at 435. 427 is the 50% retracement of the current high and low. If you're trading NQ, oh, SPY just had something weird. Who knows? I'm obviously, I have a bearish position on right now. I'm looking for this flush to continue, but I am being very, very mindful of the fact that this could just be the little flush and we pop. So I don't want to get married to this position because that could potentially spell disaster for me. So I'm trying to be mindful that this could pop and just fuck me over at any moment. I am on the right side of momentum. Options flow, I was on the right side of. Now it's looking a little bit questionable. Mag 7, it was bullish, went bearish. I guess more so holding bearish now. Nasdaq is bearish, so that benefits me. But once again, like, this is a dynamic thing. The 10:05, is it another 10 a.m. reversal? I'm giving it a second because we're right at 400, and obviously this is just a key level. It could easily get rejected from here, so I'm giving it a quick second. But like I said, I'm not going to be married to it. In fact, I don't even know if I like this. I might cut it earlier. Just trying to give it 1 second. If it can come back below 370, this little shelf here, like, it just seems like we had between 370, 375, wick. Like, it seems like there's a lot right here. If it gets back below that, I'll be happy. I'll move my stop to break even. The reason I gave it a bit more room right at this time is because it's exactly at 10, and we just see recently a lot of trades hitting the market at 10, so you need to open it up a little bit. Or at least I just decided to today, because I still feel as if I'm on the right side of momentum. But I am trying to keep a close eye on the flow of options. Oh, come on. I just want it to break. What is this? Yeah, we'll call it 370, 369. What's this low? We never took out that overnight low, though. We never, ever, we got, the low was 320. We only got to 27. But the buyers are coming in right at the high of yesterday. And we just got a trend line breakout on the Qs, on the 1 minute at least. Bitcoin's coming down. Oil doesn't know what to do. Pretty choppy right now. I would say you can't be too confident in either side having control at this moment. It's sketchy proposition. I see price popping, but look at the S&P 500.
Order canceled.
I'm moving my stop. I'm paying close attention to. I just want to manually close this out. We're popping up to VWAP right now. The question is, do we have a VWAP rejection? We are right at VWAP and the 50% retracement right here. So we're at a very important point of equilibrium. Now, if your question is, are we going to break or get rejected? I have no idea. You have a 50-50 shot. The point is to play the trend from these key levels. The point isn't to somehow be able to magically predict which way it's going to go from there. No one on this planet can tell you which way it's going to go from there. So it's just more of try to take the trade to the best of your ability with minimal risk. And even if you're right half the time and wrong half the time, it's more of, it should be asymmetric. If you're wrong, it should be a small loss. If you're right, it should be a big win. And just doing that time and time again should help you out. So obviously I'm watching this zone between 35 and 25, VWAP, 50% retracement. Pretty important. And I fully admit it could easily break either way from there. Like, literally you have a 50-50 shot. But remember, you can be profitable in a 50-50 game if your losses are small and your wins are big. What was Iran will end the war at the time of its own choosing only if it has its own conditions are met. Iran won't allow Trump to dictate the timing of the war's end. Iran's press TV citing officials. Not to be like that American guy, but can't we just blow them off the map? Like, at a certain point, like, am I missing something here? Isn't their military far less sizable, capable? Like, I guess I don't necessarily get it. Did anyone take this trade up here? I guess it didn't go all the way up, but if you scalp traded it, it worked out well. Oh, pop there. Little pop there. Yeah, and start a real world war. But yeah, but don't... Isn't everyone going to be negatively impacted by the increase in energy prices? Our ammunitions are depleted right now. You know, I heard a little bit about that, but how's that possibly true when we have the largest military in the world? Like, how is our ammunitions depleted? It makes no sense to me. I don't know if I buy that. I see it being reported. I just don't agree with it. No, because the takeover Iran is priced in. I don't even know what that means. Massacre Matt. Oh, as in like literally what they did to their own citizens. Interesting bringing up the concept of a massacre with a country that, 2 months ago, murked 35,000 of its own civilians. They do know a thing or two about massacre, that's for sure. They certainly do. All right. Anyway, I'm watching this VWAP level. I'm watching also 400. Obviously, we ran up, got rejected, but then we found support right at 400. So we're just like in this awkward in-between level that, unfortunately, I can't do much about. I just need to sit here and be patient. Do I wish I got out at break even? Yeah, because if I got knocked out at break even, in retrospect, I could have taken maybe a better trade right here for a fill 50 points better. But whatever, brother. It is, I guess, coulda, shoulda, woulda. The old coulda, shoulda, woulda. But I am a bit more comfortable being on the bearish side of this than the bullish side in terms of, I would say instead of 50-50, I would say there's a 55-45% chance that we get rejected versus the breakout. So is it a guarantee? No, I'm saying there's about like a 5% edge. About a 5% edge that I'm giving the bear camp right now. So not much of an edge, but an edge nonetheless. And that's just literally coming from the options flow that we are tracking in real time. And I guess also momentum, but obviously 400 is holding somewhat decently, but then 430 is holding decently. So we have to just wait. Do I wish I got out? To reiterate, yes, I wish I got out because I'd rather a position up here, just carrying less risk, but can't cry over spilled milk. No crying in the casino. Matt likes to edge. When it comes to trading, sure, why not? When it comes to trading, why not? Iran will not accept a ceasefire. Maybe. We'll find out. We'll find out. Very quickly, while we're waiting for this to break one way or the other, if you haven't already, check out Spot Gamma. That is what I use for all this options analytics. This flow, this whole tool suite is from Spot Gamma, and we are the only community that they offer this pretty awesome deal of 80% off to. So it is pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. I've used every options analytics tool that is possible for retail traders. I'm telling you, this is second to none. I've paid thousands and thousands of dollars for all these options analytics tools. I promise you, this is the best one by far. So if you're interested in it, like I said, 80% off, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. And also, if you want to trade with other people's money the way I do, Lucid is the partner of today's show. I know this says 40% off, but for your first two, it's actually 50% off. You just need to use that code Goonie. It's also in the description of the video. So shout out to Lucid, shout out to Spot Gamma. Check those out all in the description. My mod will put it in chat. And of course, if you have any questions, let me know. But we are watching oil's coming down, a little potential breakout right there. Are we taking over VWAP? Or is it going to get rejected? Do I need to cut here? Watching closely. I'm watching closely. I'm not happy with this loss. My goal is just to not let it get out of hand. You got a little tilted with accidentally trading too many contracts. But what's weird here is even on this pop, you have the point of control at 450. Like we just went up. So like this whole area is messing. Of course you can break out. That's a breakout. You don't know when breakouts are coming. But it's also the 5-minute and the 10-minute cloud. So like I'm trying to be reasonable and give it room. But look at this. The 5-minute, 10-minute are still bearish on ES. The 5-minute, the 10-minute are still bearish. The 30-minute kind of saved itself. So this is just a messy bullshit setup. So be very careful. Make sure you're checking multiple timeframes because I'm not seeing consistent agreement like throughout. I'm not. NASDAQ picking up a little bit. Mag 7 actually really picking up since 10. Talk about a 10 a.m. reversal. And the SPY sold off, went flat, just got a pop, but now price is getting faded anyway. Like, this is a messy one today, folks. We are not getting a nice, consistent thing. Be careful. Be careful. I very much, right now, if I could have a position, it would actually be to be flat, just because I'm not seeing the best agreement. I see that the 1 minute's trying to go back over, be bullish, but really I see just we bounced up to VWAP and whatnot, and not even really breaking down from that. Like, we're just getting pinned to various levels of equilibrium. Do I want to average here? That would bring my average above 400. But if I'm wrong, then I'm also just getting goosed. I'm getting goosed if I'm wrong here. Which way is it going? Is it a VWAP break?
Order filled. Order filled.
All right, we're seeing if the bulls can actually keep it above VWAP. I was trying to play this equilibrium. We got the pump. Obviously, if we start to crack back down, I'm going to very quickly get out. I'm not going to attempt to be really giving this that much room. Let me scroll out here. Yeah, we just overcame equilibrium. The bear camp could not keep it below this. Of course, if this, and there are fake outs, like the way we had this fake out and it got crushed, like, I'm not saying right here, you just don't know. It could easily keep going. The fact that we don't know the next bar is exactly why I say you cannot predict. It's just a game of risk or reward. So if it's a fake out, just respect the fact that it's a fake out and get out. Don't hold on to it forever. I was short in here because obviously everything was short. We came up and I was trying to give it a chance to see if it would get rejected. It seemed like it didn't get rejected. In fact, it seems like a little bit of a breakout, but it could be a fake out. And if it's a fake out, I want to get the fuck out and then I'll go bear. So it's just, I know this is weird because it's like never really properly pitched this way. You should not be attempting to predict. It's just a game of reacting. I reacted to this failed breakout. I reacted to it being bearish and potentially switching trend. It's a game of reaction. And when you're reacting, you're probably going to be right about half the time. And that's okay. You can be right half the time. You just have to admit when you're wrong and do it quickly. And when you're right, don't be a person who sees a little bit of green and then you're like, okay, I got to take my money and move on with my life. No, if you're right, that's like cool. Like, see how right you could actually be. You want your wins to be asymmetric. So with this, it was failed bullish. I saw bearish. I tried to get involved. I made some money. I was trying to hold it just in case we puked. We didn't puke. We literally switched trend. I got out on the trend switch, admitted I was wrong. The quicker you can admit you're wrong when you are legitimately wrong in trading, the more rapidly you're going to start making a shitload of money. So just remember that. Here, I want it to go. Obviously, I have a bullish position. Fuck, again, why do I keep... I don't know why it is bigger than it should be. I should be trading one contract, as I've said a million times today. Why is it auto setting to 2? I didn't have an ATM on. Sometimes it can auto set with an ATM. Anyway, now I got to be really, really careful. I thought I was trading 1. So not the biggest fan of that. But anyway, I guess if I'm right, it's going to be more right, but that's not a healthy way to think about it. But regardless, if this is a breakout, great. I got in early and maybe there's a full trend that I can ride. If it's a fake out, if it's choppy, okay, you just get out. If you are legitimately wrong, you have to admit you're wrong. I know it's not fun. I know it's not what humans are built to do, but in the game of trading, if you could just be honest with yourself when you made a misstep, get the fuck out. That's the best way to do it. Where are we here? Oh, how are we looking on the 500 tick? Okay. What is this high? The IB high, it's 1018. The IB high is 526. We made the IB high first, the IB low second. The chance of you breaking the one that you made first is only about 10%. So if this happens, well, no, we're not even, scratch that. Sorry. We're not even done with the IB. But if we were to fast forward to 1030 and these are still the IB highs and lows, if that were true, breaking the one that you made first only has about like a 10% chance. It's not common. What is he trading? I'm trading NASDAQ, specifically on the futures market. The NASDAQ futures contract. So the movement is the same as QQQ. It's the same as NDX. It's the same thing. It's just on a different derivative market. So it's leverage, basically. And right now I do have a long position. I've been all over the map today. Definitely not my best trading. I'm just trying to get on the right side of momentum, and the market seemingly doesn't know what it wants to do right here. Look at this mismatch. The 5-minute was bullish, went bearish, and tried to get going, but as of now, getting smacked, which is not good for me. You could see that here on the 10-minute as well. Look at the 30-minute, trying to hold bullish. So I think the break of this 30-minute bar is going to be pretty telling, but the bar is not going to be done for another 10 minutes. Same thing on the NASDAQ. It was bullish, got knocked bearish, trying to recover. 10-minute right here was bullish, got knocked bearish, trying to recover. Same thing on the 30-minute. Went a little below, but saved itself. And the 4-hour not breaking bullish. So in terms of momentum, clear amount of mismatch thus far on the day. The SPY was weak, popped, and unfortunately for me, starting at 1018, it's actually getting dumped again. Hopefully that's just momentary. The Mag 7 seeing a nice pop ever since 10. So there's clear mismatches across the board, and I'm just attempting to get on the right side of the trade where the various things align. I want the momentum across various time frames to align with the options flow for just the generic trend of whatever we're doing in the S&P 500, the Mag 7, the NASDAQ. I want to know what options are doing, and then hopefully I could just play it with reasonable risk and actually make some fucking money. All right, we're going to
Order
dump
submitted.
one just ahead of the pre-market low. Or excuse me, the pre-market high. The pre-market high was 540. There was also the news high at 550. So I see 540, I see 550 as key levels. And the fact that I have two positions tells me I need to unload one of them. I suppose if I had multiple, if I had more than two, you could even unload here at 26, so you could front run that and run it at like 25 if you wanted to. Why don't you use the super trend anymore? I do. It's just the data that I need from the super trend is already encapsulated in my Icarus system. All right, my break even on my account is around 500. So that's another thing where sometimes you should trade the chart, and I get that. Most of the time you should be trading the chart, but sometimes you want to be mindful of the fact of, are you green or not? And you got to be a little disciplined. You don't want to be so greedy. So I believe, I'm trying to do some quick math here, but I believe my break even on my account values, you could see right here on the right side of your screen, I believe I should be net break even. Obviously I'm up on the trade, but I should be break even on the accounts around 500, which is a bit of a bummer. It's nicer if it's below the key level, because then if we break above and retest, I could still be green on the account. It kind of sucks that it's pretty much like right there, but whatever. We're going to give it a little bit of time to cook. We're going to give it a little bit of time to cook. We're cooking, we're cooking, we're cooking, we're cooking. Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay, another like I'm just thinking aloud about various ways I could like maybe better protect myself. I could move a stop on one of these to break even, so if it were to fall back, I'm not carrying that risk to the downside, just in case there's like an aggressive rejection here at 500. There was a lot of buyers there just at 80. I see some sellers up at 506. He was trading for fun then too. Looks like we are now too. What? In fact, I learned to trade in prison from the sleepwalk killer. Life is a trip. What are you? What are you going on about? Oh brother, oh brother, oh brother, oh brother. Just another day on the internet, team. Another day on the internet. Another Another freaking day. Oh, this would have been a much better entry here. This breakout at 36, 37. I could have been in 20 better points. How do I want to handle this? I mean, I could just arbitrarily take this now. It cuts my loss in half, and then an $800 loss is very, very manageable. Not the most manageable thing, but... Or do I just let this ride and pray that we don't retest VWAP? That's like the one thing that's going on in my mind right now is there going to be a random retest of VWAP? And if we do retest it, am I going to be on the right side of the 50-50 luck? If we retest VWAP, are we going to bounce and go all the way back up to whatever this is, 26, 27? VWAP retests are very, very common. The question is, especially if you're already in a position, is
Order canceled.
Is it a complete reversal? I need this to bounce. I very much need this to bounce from here. Come on, get out of here, brother. Go. Don't break VWAP. Go. Take out 500. Yeah, motherfucker. Go. There's sellers at 506, oddly enough. Take those out. Take those pussies out.
Order submitted.
Come on, get out of there. Don't get rejected at 500. Of course, you could expect some sort of reaction there. I just thought getting close and then taking out some of that sell side liquidity. Get going. Come on. Get above 500. Someone's saying move your stop. I will when we can actually hold 500. I can't really do it right now because it could just be like a fluke of a thing. Like it could easily get rejected, drop the points, and then go. I have to you have to be reasonable about the volatility and the movement. Which, I mean, I guess you, in terms of being self-critical, you could wrap that up of Matt, if you were green on the day, you would have already done it, which is a very fair and accurate statement. But the fact is I'm not green on the day, so I have to, I guess, tactically play it a little bit differently. Is that right or wrong? I mean, I'll tell you at the end of the day, and I'll let you know how this trade ends up. But if I were very, very green, yeah, I would have put the stop at break even, and I've been the argument would have been, if it gets rejected, that's all right, because I could always get back in. But obviously, I'm using this trade right now because I'm in somewhat early on the trade all the way back here. I'm early in on the trend that I don't necessarily want to give up that positioning quite yet. Now, obviously, that could cost me if that's the height and we actually just keep getting rejected at 500. That's totally possible. But once again, that's in the game of predicting, and we don't know the next. You just don't know the next one. So I'm just doing my best to react to the data that I have in front of me. And according to the data that I have in front of me, as of now, I'm on the right side of things. It does change quickly. Well, fuck, actually, the 5 minutes not going. The last time I saw the 5 minute here, it was trying to go green. So the 5 and the 10, this is freaking me out on the S&P 500 that they're not going. And it is holding 600, though. So I guess I'd feel way better at 620. What the was that? That has to be a misprint. Yeah, that has to be a misprint. Yeah, it's a misprint. Okay. All right, this is maybe a little bit more reasonable to be paying attention to. We'll look at the SPX. So that was a little misprint on the SPY. But yeah, I just need this to actually break and hold 500, and then I could play this with a little bit more conservative respect for risk. But all I can see is we're having a hell of a time at 500. We are having a bitch of a time here. Oh, come on. Fuck, dude. I have this isn't trading strategy. This is more trading psychology, and I'm not even pitching this as good psychology. The fact that we just but even this is now a lower high, dude. Are they going to rug me? feel like I'm playing with fire, and I'm just trying to not let it turn into a full-fledged forest fire here. But anyway, back to like kind of what's freaking me out a little bit is the momentum. It's not switching on the S&P 500. I do like that it's holding 600. I think that's a big win for the bull camp, but it didn't get going that far. Like, I'd feel a lot more comfortable with it if we can take out these recent highs. So basically, I'm looking for ES to take out 6663, and I'd feel way better about life. 5-minute is trying to go on NASDAQ. 10-minute is trying to go. 30-minute, actually, they try to push it bearish, and it saved itself. But look at right here. The high, the 508, that's perfectly the 50 EMA on this 4 hour. So we actually just ran and just got clearly rejected right there. It's, I'm not happy with it. NASDAQ is popping. Okay, so I'm at least on the proper side of NASDAQ options flow. I'm on the proper side of Mag 7 options flow. But even this, the SPY was going and just got horrifically smacked from 1018 to 1024, and now maybe it's trying to bounce back. So no evident trend there. It's just, I think this is the real problem. I need the S&P 500 to break this last 30-minute, right? It's better on the 30-minute. Am I blocking that? Okay, right here. This last 30-minute bar high, 663.25. I need the break of that. And then obviously I'd be looking really good if NQ can break its at 507. So NQ 507, I'll feel a lot better about this trade on ES 6663. And if we don't break those, I mean, I'm just not out of the woods until we take those out. Just don't think it will last. Once, I don't know how many times I have to tell people, stop trying to predict this. That's so evidently a predictive statement. Just react to what the fuck is in front of you. Like, how much, I mean, I feel like I'm blue in the face saying this over and over and over again, and people are still trying to predict. Predicting is not going to get you anywhere in this game as an active trader. It will for long-term investing. I understand that completely, and I'm not against that. But I'm telling you, if you're trying to predict the next bar, or will this hold, will it not hold, stop. You are literally wasting your time. It's an absolute, just egregious waste of your time and effort to be like, okay, the next bar is green, the next bar is red, this will hold, it won't hold. Just literally look at price action, look at momentum, and look at options flow. Those are the three things you're really going to be needing for active trading. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Come on. Come on, pump it. Just 500 is such a bitch. Oh, part of me is, this is what I was saying before with this psychology thing of just like not being so happy with how things are going today. I wonder if I see a break even on the account just to take it. Technically, that's breaking the system because the system would say to like just continue to stay in. But just from like pure psychology and the battle that this has been thus far today, I almost wonder. Come on. 500, get above. Come on, follow through. Dude, it just cannot get above this.
Order submitted.
All right, I'm protecting myself a little bit. I'm just not happy with my own performance on this. So I put a stop at break even on one of these. Just so if it does get hit and it keeps going down, at least my downside movement will be literally half of what it would be. Are those Tori's trend lines? No. I need to take her premium class. If I took the premium class of trend lines and ICT, I would never be in this situation. Come on. Go. Break 500. So this is my account break even, as you can see, the total P&L. I needed above this just to be green on the day. Oh, come on. It just... Patience. Patience, patience, patience. You know? Well, realistic patience. Obviously. Dude, but I'm seeing the SPY. The SPY's picking back up in terms of options flow, which is why I'm saying I think I just need patience here. S&P 500, look at that pop. We're almost back to this high that we saw at 1018. Mag 7's looking good. Nasdaq's looking good. I'm liking what I'm seeing in options flow. I don't like that the 5 minute and the 10 minute are struggling, but I like that the 30 minutes going for that previous bar breakout. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute on the Nasdaq is bullish, but it is running into this 4 hour resistance. So I would say more things are pointing bullish, like in terms of just pure data measures. But once again, the market can change at any moment, and we are having a fucking hell of a time breaking 500. Now, if we do break and run, that's awesome because I have a fill 40 points below that. That's great, but it's a big if. Do you use Bookmap? Yes. There we go. Go, 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 go. Go get this fill. Dude, the weight that will come off my shoulder if I can just get this one filled. Another little fake out. Look, it popped right above 500. Market said, nah. Too many profit takers right there. Too many shorts entering in. Nope. Come on. You fuckers. Is that the little fake out? Just wick that. They're not making it easy today, folks. They are not making it easy today. All right. We clearly don't
Order
need
canceled.
that. They are not. You know, I woke up today asking the market gods for a nice, easy, simple day. And I feel like they lied to me. ADX is sad across the board. But remember, ADX is a measure of what has just been happening. It's not a predictive tool. It's a measure of like recent movement. It could change, and obviously the goal is to get in right before the ADX expansion. That's the tough part of trading, though, is you don't know when the ADX expansion is going to happen. I think a lot of people don't really conceptualize the fact that most indicators are lagging indicators. They're just some sort of dude, I just can't. Fuckers. I can't get a hold of this fish today. This is a slippery one. I cannot get a hold of this fish today, folks. Come on. Come on, bounce off of this. It's the 20 EMA on the 1 minute. So maybe right here at 75. It's also, I guess, the 50 EMA on the 500 tick, which I don't even know how many people use that. But right where we're bouncing, you can see it better here. It is the 1 minute's 20 EMA. So maybe some people are reacting to that. Maybe. Okay, maybe this is like a bow and arrow. Maybe we need to pull it back to launch it upward. Come on. It's just, look at that. They popped it and right away smashed it. 1, 2, 3 pops. Well, that one didn't even, technically it did. Oh, patience. Patience, 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 patience. Which is a funny thing to say for anyone who's been watching Ghosts. Come on. Get going. Take out 500. All right, let's do our sanity checks. Are we on the right side of nope. Holy shit. What is happening? Well, good luck reading that one today. Good luck predicting your fucking inverted fair value gaps with that type of options movement. Holy cow. And then it just shits out anyway. Oh, do I just need to reload it? What? Dog shit movement, man. This is exactly why we have 3% stability. Nasdaq's looking good though. Mag 7's looking decent. It's just the S&P 500. Oh, do I want to close? That's the real question. Do I just want to take these gains while they're still there to be taken? We're still above 600. SPX has not snapped 600. I'm torn, folks. I don't know how I want to handle this one. I'm uncomfortable because the S&P 500 is not only not getting, it's at a delta low. So that's bothering me. And right here, yes, the 30-minute it did pop right here. And look, it's just the 10-minute cannot get going. The 5-minute cannot get going. In fact, it looks like they're kind of getting rejected. And the Nasdaq was being the stronger one. But even that is, I don't know, man. Not comfortable. And to clarify, to handle that, I did put the stop at break even, at least on one of the contracts. So if I am completely wrong on this, at least one will get knocked out at break even, and then I'll be able to like react to the other one. That's the plan. I don't necessarily want to throw in the towel because there's still a 50% chance that I am right and this does get going. You don't know. Like, I'm just commenting that clearly we are at equilibrium. ES is right below. NQ is right above. 30-minute favors the bulls. 30-minute favors the bulls. If you look at the Mag 7, if you look at the Nasdaq, that favors the bulls. But if you look at the S&P 500, that favors the lunatics. So I'm just trying to keep the risk in control, which is always the name of the game. Take your small W and get the fuck out. I don't agree with that's not a good mathematical way to attack the market. A good mathematical way to attack the market is saying, hey, can you carry the current risk? Is the current risk acceptable? If it is, maybe you're on the right side of 50-50. Like, that's all it is. I don't know which way the next bar is going to be. So if I'm wrong, am I accepting of the risk? No, I was a little uncomfortable. Oh, shit, it's going. So anyway, the stop was at break even. But maybe I'm on the right side of it. That's what I'm telling you. Stop trying to fucking predict. Like, anyone who's trying to predict what's about to go on, you're going to be driving yourself crazy for your entire trading career because it's not possible. It's not possible. Another 500 rejection, dude. Getting rejected at 500 is going to be the name of my memoir. That or one tick Matt. Trend lines dumb as shit. They're not doing fuck all today. Look at that choppiness. Up to 495, down to 442, up to 507, down to 450, up to 500, down to 450, up to 510, down to 465. Like, these ranges are just insane. Where did I have that first one?
Order submitted.
Go. Just let me get this fill. I can leave my stop at break even, and then I could finally breathe. Then I can finally breathe. And do I even want to move maybe a stop up to 83? If they both get stopped out at 83, I'm down on the day, but not bad. Not bad. So that's an interesting point to potentially base everything off of the 80s. My break even is right here at 500 on the accounts. On like the net trading on the day. Dude, if this gets rejected again at 500, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to fucking lose my mind here. How is anyone doing well in this environment? It's just a fucking chop bullshit. Like, we can't, all this headline driven bullshit makes it so fucking intolerable to be a trader right now. Get out. It's about to dump. Why do I have a feeling you have no fucking clue what you're talking about? Why do I have a feeling you're dumb? I'm in at 24,408. Oh, so you're feeling great. That's awesome. That's a great fill. I am jealous. I am maybe beyond jealous of that. A 50-point better fill. You bought it right off that 400. Oh, what a beautiful trade. That's awesome. That's a great trade. Game recognizes game. I am jealous. Go. Fucking go. Fucking go. What is this? This low is 80. If only I wasn't trading like dog shit. If only I took that short, the second one, if I push it to break even, the account would be break even. Then I would be up 1,500 on the day. And after all this bullshit, I'd lock in one at 500. I'd leave the other one at break even and I would walk away. Damn, I should have taken that break even trade. That was my fuck up on the day. To be self-critical of how I got into the hole that I'm in. The second one, because I had the double short, I locked in one, got myself to break even, and the other one I took a loss on. I should have moved that second one to break even. That was my mistake of the day. Because had I gotten knocked out there, I would have been vibing right at VWAP. I would have waited. I would have probably gotten this fill or better. At this point, I'd be so pissed off at 500. I would lock in one here at 500. My stop would be at break even. So I'd be guaranteed 700 on the day, and then I would have a runner. Such a better way to do it, but I was just unwilling to go stop to break even on the second short because I thought it was going to get rejected at VWAP. And granted, a lot of the times it does. I was on the right side of momentum, but the old 10 a.m. reversal showed me what's up. Showed me what's up. I'm jealous of you, Jay Keith. Hindsight Capital. That should be the name of this show. Hindsight Capital. I like that. Hindsight Capital. That's really funny. Dude, it just cannot get above 500. What time is it? 10:45. Holy shit. So if my break even's 500, even getting a fill at 520 is nice because then that moves my break even down to 480. Every point I could get a fill above 500, it inherently helps me even a 20 extra points because then I can move my stop right to 480. While here, I was looking at 37 because I was like, great, 40 points. That's pretty much where I'm at. I was front running some key levels anyway. But every extra point above 500, it just helps the potential odds of my success on this day because then I don't have to leave my stop at 500. I can move it lower and lower and lower, which is going to protect me more and more and more. But obviously, with that trade-off, there's no guarantee we go up there, which has been the struggle for the past like 30 minutes above my life. A lot of stops above 500. If we get them, we will spike. I don't see many. I don't know where you're getting that information. But objectively, it's not true. I mean, I want it to be true, but I mean, we have to live in the world of reality. I see some people at 520, some at 526. I see some people targeting here and here. 20, so they're front running IB, and then a point past IB. But it's not like some crazy amount. And trust, like, I wish it were true. How's the flow? That's a great question. Jagged. Nasdaq's looking good. Mag 7's looking good. So I'm on the right side of the Mag 7 and the Nasdaq. And I'm not necessarily on the wrong side of the S&P 500. It's just there is no side on the S&P 500. It's hell. 5 minutes trying to break bullish. That's what I needed. Remember, okay, I like that above 62. And the 10 minutes, so I'm liking that. 5 minutes bullish, 10 minutes bullish. Okay, so like it's starting to like maybe break my way, coming back to that other person who's like, just get out if you don't like. Well, once again, it's a 50-50 game. So you have to question, are you being reasonable with your risks is why I was like, I don't know about being in on 2. So I put the stop to break even. And I'm really thinking, okay, there are people selling at 40. Okay, so on Bookmap, I see a lot of people selling at 39 and 40, and I'm front running them by a little bit. I think I might front run them by even more just because this has been stressful. So I need this break of the initial balance high at 26, and I just need a 9-point break to get my fill. And then from there, I'm playing life on easy street. Can you please explain the MAE rule? It doesn't even matter anymore because there is no more MAE rule on Apex, so it's a moot point. But I mean, it's literally like I think it's still in their FAQ. It's not. It's just how much was your unrealized drawdown? Like, come on. All right, so we've been fighting to get above 500. Now we're officially above it. Will it be able to hold? We're right at this level. Oh, it didn't even hit the 520 hypothetical that I was talking about. Shit, dude, it will just... If only this was my first trade of the day, this would be far less of a struggle. Far less of a struggle. I call it a day with $50 loss. Hey, at least I hope you're sticking to your rules. You're keeping your losses in control. That is the entire point of this. Keep your losses in control. I applaud you for having that trader maturity to be like, okay, cool. Like, this is just not necessarily for me right now. Hi, how are you? Where are you from? What a weird fucking bot conversation we are having. Abdul. Dude, no one talk to Abdul. Before you know it, you're going to get a call from like some fucking help center in Bangladesh or a Nigerian prince who they have all this money and they need you to help like get it out, and they'll give you half. What a stupid fucking bot conversation. Can you please explain the MAE rule? Once again, I already answered that. Just go watch the video. I'm not going to re-explain a rule that doesn't even apply anymore. All of the new accounts on Apex do not have a MAE. It does not matter. If it matters to you, just go watch. I still have the video explaining it. It's up there. I don't know. Use your search ability to find it. But like, it's kind of a waste of time to explain a rule that doesn't apply anymore. What is this? Come on. Come on. Do you think Toby Keith will help us out on this one? Is that what we need? Am I the one fucking this up? Yeah. We need a little Toby Kohrs. Little Toby Kohrs. No, 500 again, and still that one didn't even hit 20. All right. Tough game. What do you think about SMC and BSHT? Literally no thoughts on them whatsoever. Zero thoughts. I asked myself, what would Toby Kohrs do before I enter and exit a trade? It'd probably be a lot better than what I'm fucking doing today. Come on. Just go. All right, let's do our sanity checks. I feel like I'm doing a sanity check every minute because the spy's getting hit again. What is happening today? All right, we're going up to 20. Is that still a key level? Not really. 640 is now. So you have support at 605, and your first resistance is 40, and then a big one actually at 55. So it goes 40 to 55. So this is all kind of like switched up.
But it plays safe, still broke somehow. I play stupid and I'm eating now. Same boots, same bar, bigger tab. Screenshot wins, never post a bag. Said you still gambling stocks here.
40, 55. We're updating these key levels. 610.
I don't need faith when momentum's high. I don't manifest, I don't wish or pray. I read the tape and I press buy. If this thing cracks, I'll deal with it then. But it won't.
Wow, SPY got clocked. But then why is the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ going in polar opposite directions today? Momentum check, 5 minutes trying to go bullish, 10 minutes trying to go bullish, 30 minutes holding bullish. NASDAQ, 5 minute is bullish, 10 minute is bullish, 30 minute. Fuck, dude. Someone just had a big market sale. Not the craziest, but it was a couple hundred contracts.
They don't show the nights you almost puke. Mouth shaking, thinking what I do.
Dude.
Conviction ain't calm, it's loud and mean, and I still hit by when it felt obscene. Still did. I'm all in drunk on a green ass screen. Revered up like I'm 23. If it rips, I'm a problem tonight. If it dips, I just double my size. No plan B, just
I'm really thinking about just dumping one at 500 to lock in something. I'm like it would not be a system trade or anything. It's like literally just at this point of, I wonder if I would psychologically calm down a bit by cutting my size in half and just like locking in something here. I mean, from the camp of trend following, from the camp of mean reversion, you would have no good reason to do it. It's just from the camp of like psychology. Matt's grinding. It feels like I'm fucking grinding it out. Toby Kohrs, save us. Come on, Toby. All right, I need this back above 501. Little, come on.
Order canceled.
Ah, brother, come on. Come on. Looks like 505 rejection. So above 505, which basically is 500. Maybe I could breathe a little bit better. Maybe move a stop up to 87. Maybe move a stop up to 80. It's just, there's, as to why there's not trend, I mean, my best explanation is because of how stupid the options trading has been today. Look how fucking nuts this is. Look at all that call selling. There was put selling and then a little bit of put buying. Like, just no one is buying calls right now, which probably means you guys should not be buying calls right now. Fuck, dude. We just took out. I need to be smart here. I'm trying to not be greedy. I need to trade the chart instead of these accounts. Okay, what would, if I was cosplaying, if I was acting as a good trader, what would a good trader be doing right now? A good trader would just be lucky as fuck, and they probably wouldn't have gotten into this position that I'm in. $79.84. I was looking good for a second there, but look at 500 to 505. It is Gandalf. You shall not pass. It is just a bitch to get through. I think the right move, if I was acting as a good trader, I think that's the right move. Because if that gets knocked, it knocks my loss down to only 1,000 on the day, because that's guaranteed 500 points.
Order submitted.
So at least, I mean, it's no... It just makes the pain less, and $1,000 is manageable. It's not fun. But I could lock in both, and then that makes the loss on the day only 500, and that's very manageable.
Order filled.
Well, so right there, locked in, took care of 1/3 of my loss.
Watching margin calls roll in. They ain't climbed out that hole yet. Took my time, played the long call, laid my traps and let them by.
Just trying to be reasonable with my risk.
Now they praying for the light.
I'm hoping we can bounce right off of here, and then I'll just move my stop up to that level, and it'll, once again, just working to get myself out of this hole, trying to be reasonable about it. Just trying to be reasonable. I think I would have been able to manage this a bit better if I wasn't in the hole. So I think inherently I was like really trading my own P&L, and like that was too much in my mind than trading what like the chart was telling me. So I feel like that. I feel like this is smart management. Maybe it's smart. I mean, we'll find out. It just sucks that a minute before, had I done both, I'd actually be break even. But I suppose that's the whole hindsight capital thing. That's the whole woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's the whole woulda, coulda, shoulda. What I want to see right now is another Tesla 500 so I can move my stop up here. Fuck. Today is a pain in the ass, dude. Such a pain in the ass. Obviously, my stop's at break even. I'm not risking going further in the hole. When you're in a hole, stop digging. But like, is it just going to come right back to VWAP? If it is, should I just be closing in now? What is that low? All right. I mean, it's not going to be pretty if that gets hit, but at least it gets me under $1,000 loss on each account. So basically hoping this is the bottom. But if that cracks, the chance of it knocking me out at even and then this fight being worthless is very high. So at least this gets me something, and it brings the loss under 1,000. And also on top of that, there's a good chance we just go to VWAP, and instead of having a fill at 58, I could get a fill at 42. And if it bounces from here, great, I'm still in the position. So this is probably a better way to play it. It's just frustrating that we've had such choppy bullshit today. Just more frustrated than anything else. More of frustration. But sometimes that's going to be the market, and you can't let the frustration somehow cause you to do something stupid. Video. The red, nothing but red. The Red Candle Club. I'm looking for one specific song. I think it was, yeah, this. I mean, it kind of needs to bounce like right here. Where was the Vicky volatility? Is it coming for me? Not my fucking day today. And it could have been too. It was just that one fucking trade, man. Like, obviously, it's 100% my fault. Even with this choppiness, I had the opportunity, if I was properly break even, as I should have been, even in the choppiness, at one point, this trade was up 2K. So it could have been a 2K day. So the frustration is at myself and just like not doing exactly what I know I should be doing anyway. But sometimes that is trading. And now, well, honestly, I don't mind that because that would have been quite the sweat. So now my break even is, I'm doing some math here. Maybe it's closer to 515, 512. Somewhere up here is my account break even. So basically, I need the breakout follow through to see green on this particular situation. Oh, that sucks. So it's not bad. Like, my frustration isn't like I lost my accounts and I did horribly trading. My frustration is just like when you know you could be trading better and like you're just making dumb decisions. So the frustration, as much as it, obviously I am frustrated that things just didn't magically go my way, but it really is from how I managed that first, I guess I should say the second short of the day. I just was being a little stupid, a little pig-headed. I really just thought that it would all break in my way, and it didn't. And then it's not even like I was on the wrong side of the trend. I was on the right side. I was thinking I was too confident of being on the right side of the trend that I was like, no, this is the trend. It's going to break back in my favor. It's going to get rejected at VWAP. And this is a good, I guess, living live reminder that no, sometimes trends switch. And that's what we saw. The trend broke bearish, recovered, and I was in the moment like thinking, no, we're not going to recover. Like, I'm on the right side of the trend. The trend's going to persist. And most of the time trends do persist. Like, statistically, they do. But this is an example of a time that it can switch up on you. And that's what happened. For your Discord, do you plan on making more update videos explaining your thought process? I just do it live every day. That's the most reasonable way to do it. There's not much of a point of having a film one of trading that happened like months ago. A lot of the times, I can't say every day, but most days I'm just in there breaking down what I did, why I did it, and I answer any of the questions related to it, which in my mind is the most like reasonable way to approach what you're talking about. And knocked out, about to be knocked out. Maybe not. Maybe. Is it going to knock me out? Should I just close it and take the extra money?
Order filled.
Knocked out. All right. Well, I protected myself. That was the right thing to do after a very long series of not doing the right stuff. At least I did cut my loss in half. I think it was 1,600. So now it's down to seemingly 800, 900. It is a bit of a bummer. For a couple seconds there, I did see net green, and I was just looking for that follow through to the current intraday high. We just never got it. In fact, we undershot it by about 7 points, which is oddly the exact amount that we undershot the overnight low. It was by 7 points, which was another target of mine. So just not on the right side. But now that I'm quote unquote flat, I feel like I can already feel that emotional weight off me and saying, okay, like, let's be realistic here. Like, I'm not necessarily biased from the opinions that I had. So obviously I made money on some Lucid accounts. As of right now, I am down 900 on all these other accounts, which, I mean, based on how the market's moving today, I mean, we're definitely moving enough that not only can I make that back in a trade, but I could go green. But it's just choppy, man. It's like, as much, this is why I got out when I needed to, because I was saying, oh, we could just retest VWAP here and it could just completely fuck me over. Now, similar to before, like, the sketchy thing is here. Like, if you aren't sketched out by this, I don't know what to say, because we were going up this entire time and the S&P 500 just vomiting. Look, it never really got green. It tried to go green, got smacked. Tried to go green, got smacked. This now brings us into the weird situation where the 30-minute is actually still bullish. The NASDAQ, it was bullish, it's breaking down. 10-minute was bullish, it's breaking down. 30-minute is still bullish, so obviously that's something you have to be mindful of if you're trying to play this, but it's just a non-trend day. This is a shit day. It's one of those things where sometimes you have real shit days. We just puked, and all I can tell you is we're at a key level. At this key level, maybe we bounce and rip. It's a key level of 6,600. We're right at VWAP. We could easily bounce. Or like before, we could come up to it. And this was where I was looking for the rejection right here. This is the first trade I was talking about where I went short at 954, locked in. I should have been at break even. Instead, I was saying, oh no, wait for the rejection. And as you can see, it broke out. So as much as I was looking for that rejection, it just didn't happen. Yeah, 50-50 shot. I just didn't get lucky with it. It popped. I took that long. And even this, I held, and we just didn't get enough. And now we're breaking down again. It's Chop City, folks. And you can make money. You just want to get into the trend change early and respect your risk as quickly as you can. Get that stop to break even as quickly as you can. That's the move. Is it going to get rejected here? 41. That's really not that bad of risk. Who knows which way? Now it's potentially breaking down. Holy shit. Well, 50% retracement. I wouldn't mind a bounce back up to VWAP that fails where I can then make a short. The gap fill to the downside was 100% the best trade of the day. That was a solid one. That happened pretty early. That was a pretty good one for sure. Pretty good one for sure. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that in the slightest, actually. Oh, let's see how VWAP is shaping up. Let's see how VWAP is shaping up. Yeah, trend is just choppy. We're moving all over the place right there. People are reacting to the 50% IB. Like I said, I wouldn't mind a bounce up in between 43 and 50. Lower high that fails. Decent short, low risk. Maybe you could ride the new trend. I'm never trying to predict what the new trend will be. I just try to do my best to identify what's happening in real time and try to ride it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's what these stop outs were for, which I'm really happy I admitted that it was not looking good because I would be deeper in the red now. And instead I was able to cut my losses in half. Trying to think about how I want to do this sizing. These bounces, I really wanted them to be like 10 points higher, just right into these VWAP levels. We haven't broken 400 yet. I don't want to chase right at 400 because the chance of a reaction up is pretty high. So I'm trying to be patient. Trying to remember not to do dumb shit. But maybe I just need to take a step away. You know what? I think that's the smart thing for me to do is just take a quick breather and like not feel like I have to trade every single thing. So I'm still going to keep trading today. Obviously, if you're in the Discord, I'll be in there. But I think the smart move for me, like just kind of really monitoring my own psychology right now, is to just take a very quick breather on the situation and like try to not chase it and obviously just play the rest of the day far smarter than I did for already the first half of the day. If you haven't already, if you want SpotGem, it's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. And if you want to trade with Lucid's money, they're running a pretty sick deal right now. Use that code Goonie to get 50% off your first 2, and then your next 5 are 40% off. Once again, with that code Goonie, all pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. But I'm just trying to not do something too crazy or too stupid today. So let's see if we could be a little bit reasonable about this. That's what I have for you guys right now. I appreciate the good vibes. We'll be posting update videos later on today. We'll be streaming once again tomorrow morning. And obviously, however I do today, I'll be showing it in real time in the Discord. And obviously, publicly, I'll be taking a screenshot of how everything ends and just trying to be as transparent as I can, whether it's green or red, making accounts, blowing out accounts, just trying to be as transparent as I can with the whole thing. So like I said, going to take like whatever, just a little break, refresh, and try to just not do dumb shit. That's what I have for you guys. I appreciate the good vibes. I hope you're crushing today. I'll catch you later on. Peace.